Hi everyone, welcome to mindbraintalks. Today, let's dive into one of the most important forms of therapy for me, which is the schema therapy. This type of therapy is a therapy that helps people with long-term emotional problems. It combines different therapy approaches to create a powerful tool for change. Schema therapy focuses on identifying and changing negative patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving that began in childhood. So, let's take a deep look on schema therapy. Schema therapy was developed by Jeffrey Young and is focused on the long-lasting problems and emotional disorders. These problems may be related to personality disorders. Schema therapy has different constructs that may be important if you want to understand more about this therapy. So, let's start with early maladaptive schemas. When our core emotional needs are not met in childhood, we develop these maladaptive schemas, which are psychological structures that are developed within ourselves. They are like filters through which we see ourselves and others. These schemas can cause us a great deal of distress and lead to unhealthy relationships and life choices. Imagine a young boy who his parents constantly criticize him. He may develop a schema called defectiveness. He may start to believe that he is inherently flawed and worthy of love. Another example is the following. An abandonment schema causes an intense fear of being alone. This fear often stems from childhood neglect or abandonment, resulting in clinginess and constant need for reassurance. Emotional deprivation is another common schema. Individuals feel emotionally empty and seek validation with extreme forms. Other schemas include mistrust abuse, social isolation, and vulnerability to harm and distress. These schemas impact self-esteem, relationships, and general well-being. Our core emotional needs like secure attachment, autonomy, and acquired limits are essential for healthy development. Unmet needs in childhood lead to development of these maladaptive schemas and unhealthy coping mechanisms. This therapy aims to help individuals identify these schemas and understand their origins and develop healthier ways of coping with them. Individuals can develop a more fulfilling life by healing these early wounds. Like the development of early maladaptive schemas, individuals who have unmet needs in childhood tend to develop unhelpful coping mechanisms. These coping mechanisms tend to be defined as avoidance, surrender, and overcompensation. With these types of coping mechanisms, individuals tend to perpetuate their difficulties and their problems by enacting dysfunctional behaviors also developed in childhood. There is another construct that is important to be known in schema therapy, which is the concept of schema modes. Schema modes are emotional states or ways of being that we all experience at some times. They are likely different parts of ourselves and take over, influencing how we think, feel, and behave in any given moment. These modes are often triggered by specific situations or interactions that activate our underlying schemas. For example, imagine a woman with abandonment schema. Her vulnerable child mode might activate when her partner is away on a business trip. She may feel anxious, insecure, and crave reassurance, fearing that her partner will leave her. On the other hand, if her partner forgets their anniversary, her angry child mode may take over. She may feel hurt, angry, and resentful, interpreting the forgotten anniversary as a sign that her partner doesn't care for her. By identifying different emotional states, schema therapy helps patients to understand how these modes are connected to their schemas and their coping mechanisms. By becoming more aware of our modes, we can learn to manage them more effectively and respond to situations in healthier ways. Also, schema therapy recognizes that our early experiences shape our beliefs about ourselves, about the world, and about the future. In this sense, schema therapy focuses on changing negative patterns of feeling, thinking, and behaving that began in childhood. Finally, schema therapy has lots of research that tend to support its different applications in emotional disorders, personality disorders, or even in fluorescing population. So, what do you think about schema therapy? Do you feel interested? Do you want to know more about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Well, that's all for today, and welcome to Mind Brain Talks, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!